good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever the time of the day that it is, wherever you are, welcome to the talk of the town poetry slam. My name is the prophet, the word prophet, Julian, the word prophet. I'm your host, the creator, and I vote everything that you hear me recite on this show. Come on, y'all, let's kick this thing off and get to spitting out some poetry. The title of this first one is Blood Guilt on the Land, Blood Guilt on the Land. This is about what comes around because you don't do what the Lord tells you to do. He said, thou shalt not kill, you know. And if you do kill people, blood will be required of you. There will be a reckoning, and blood will be required of you. So the title of this is Blood Guilt on the Land, Blood Guilt on the Land. Blood guilt is on this land from a long time ago. Put here by murder, deceit, and an awful lot of woe. Brought here by people bent on murderous ways. Has condemned this land even to this day. Blood spilled on this land through murderous intentions has brought the wrath of God, and there will be no interventions. Look around at what's happening today. The wrath of God will not be held at bay. Mother against daughter and father against son. That's in the Bible. Did you know about that one? Earthquakes, tsunami, and famine too. Floods, hurricanes, and tornadoes are all coming through. Bad weather like we never seen before. Do you think God's wrath is knocking at the door? Terrorists planting bombs everywhere. People walking around in despair. Drugs, guns, and terror on the street. Unsure of the people that we see and meet. All because of people's greed and refusing to believe in God. You would think that we would know better by now. Or will our heads continue to be hard? Taking prayer out of school and letting Satan in has filled this land with chaos, anarchy, and an awful lot of sin. So the wrath of God may be on its way for the way we are living today. Teaching our children about sex and murder at an early age. This place is a mess, can't you tell? Look at us, aren't we going through hell? And don't even know it. What is this coming to? Do we know for sure? Is it worth backsliding anymore? Or do we need more blood guilt on the land? Now the title of this next one is A Mindset of Slavery. A Mindset of Slavery. This is about what happens to a race of people minds once they have been slaves somewhere. In an horrendous slave trade full of murder, rape, robbery, you know, death, destruction. A mess. A mess. And now years later, hundreds of years later, it seems like a lot of people still have a mindset of slavery. A mindset of slavery. And that's the title of this poem. And it goes like this. A mindset of slavery is where we are today. It's not everyone, but too many of us are used to being led astray. We put up with stuff in our community that can take our lives, not caring how many it hurts or how many will die. Drugs, guns, and noise pollution too are all sent straight to our community. What in the world should we do? We put up with stuff that's detrimental to our race, and we'll fight one another when it's brought up into our face. But this is done by our own people. Seems like they don't care about life. For the only thing they bring to the community is chaos, anarchy, and strife. Seems like hatred is in our hearts and also on our minds when we look each other in the face every day and all the time. This comes from our ancestors being enslaved in this country and passing the mindset of slavery and degradation to their family. Are we used to being used, abused, and attacked and not doing anything but just to turn our backs? We must get rid of this mindset of slavery that we've worn for many a year, with no unity or dignity, tempered through fear. We must remember we are children of the Most High God, who overcome obstacles and anything hard. So we need to turn back to Jesus if we're going to get anything done. For he is on our side and will make us second to none. For remember, he did not give us a spirit of fear, but a spirit of love, power, and of a strong mind, of a sound mind. So we need to submit to God's will and follow all of his commandments, or we will remain in our predicament and receive only disappointments. We just must turn back to Jesus, or a mindset of slavery will be here to stay. Now this next one is titled, Are We on the Brink? Are we on the brink? You look around today and you get to guessing we just might be. You look at things happen, how life doesn't mean nothing to no one. You look around and you see how you just walk up, you just look at somebody and they won't hurt you for no reason at all. It's crazy. So I want to know, are we on the brink? Are we on the brink? Are we on the brink of ending it all? Looks like we're heading for a terrible fall. What used to be right is now considered wrong. So how do you raise children up to be moral and strong in a society such as this, where it's not wrong until you get caught? Is that what we want our children to be taught? We put ourselves in the fire, heaping burning coals on our heads. I'm so glad God doesn't want to see us dead. For we are worthy of the wrath of God right from the start. For the evil we let exist in our children's hearts. They took prayer out of school and discipline too, all to make sure our children would lose. Then they opened the doors wide and embraced hell. And this is the story I was told to tell. Through wolves in sheep clothing is how the demonic gets through. Opened a can of worms and engulfed the whole world too. Greed, jealousy, and envy for sure. Lust, chaos, and anarchy is here forevermore. We took all of this in horrendous sin and put it in the place where prayer and discipline had been. We took this in and murmured a little bit, but we never did anything to change it. Are we any better than the ones who are leading us astray? Or do we just want to stay that way? Are we on the brink? Are we on the brink? The title of this next one is Born to be Strong. Born to be strong. Because we are born to be strong. But, it's about what you do. It's about how you walk, not what you talk. It's about how you walk through life. But we are all born to be strong. Born to be strong. Remember where you come from in the past. From a people who are strong and their seed will last. They built the pyramids over time. Keep that knowledge in your heart, soul, and on your mind. Civilization comes from us. Knowledge from God, and that you can trust. Born to be strong right from the start. To be kings, queens, and awfully smart. Given to us from heaven above. To subdue the earth and fill it with love. Footsteps we follow from deep in time. Experience to expand hearts, souls, and minds. We never let anything get in our way, even slavery could not keep us at bay. Detention and prevention was thrown our way. Inventions they tried to steal away. But you can't keep God's people down, for God will lift them right up off the ground. So remember where you come from in the past. Just follow the Lord, and you're sure to last. Because we were born to be strong. Remember, civilization comes from us. Born to be strong. Now this next one is titled, Are We on the Verge of Destruction? Are we on the verge of destruction? You know, people bring ruin and destruction on themselves. And that's what I'm writing about today, you know. And well, I wrote this a long time ago. This is what I'm getting ready to recite here. Are we on the verge of destruction? And it seems like we are. Now we can change this around if we want to. Are you game? I am. It goes like this. Today it seems like anything goes. I mean, whatever people want to do, that's just what they do. Seems like that's the order of the day. Have we gone crazy? Or just lost our way? Seems like we're on the verge of destruction today. Children are raising themselves, now that's the recipe for hell. When you go to discipline them, you might get locked up if you do. Then they will flash your face all over the news. Because you tried to teach your child or children right from wrong and how to grow up obedient and strong. There's a demonic presence in the air, and that demonic presence seems to be everywhere. There are so many vehicles on this planet today. Global warming, yeah, it's here to stay. Are we on the verge of destruction? Do we really care? Because you see, pollution is everywhere. But we do care about material possession, that's for sure. But we don't care about one another. The village is dead and gone. Isn't that a reason for serious alarm? Love is what makes the world go round. But there's not much love here today. So we may drown in our own stuff. Are we on the verge of destruction today? Does anyone really care? Now this next one is titled, By the Breath of God Alone, By the Breath of God Alone. God has always been there for me no matter what. All the days of my life. I can't say it no other way because that's just the truth. So I wrote this poem. I wrote this poem just to let God know I remember you, and I will always remember you and love you. So the title of this is By the Breath of God Alone, and it goes like this. By the breath of God alone are we alive today. He breathed into our nostrils while we were yet still clay. He breathed into our spirit from his most holy place that brought into us life filled with grace. God created the universe, God alone, as he contemplated a place to put our earthly home. Earth, wind, and fire was created by God's hand. Water too did complete this part of his plan. He put them all together to make a place for you and me. Doesn't that tell you something about how he wants us to be? He created us in his image, which is a crowning glory. That is why I put pen to paper, to tell you this story. The universe is vast with all its points of light, but God remembers us and wants to keep us in his sight. Isn't that wonderful to be remembered by one so great, who has the power to create universes, but wants to keep us in front of his face? This is a story that we all need to hear about one so great who wants to keep us so close and near because he loves us. So if God loves us, then love has to be a key. And by the breath of God alone did he create you and me. Now this is my last one. Yes, this is my last one. And the title of it is Courage to Sing in the Season of Crisis. Courage to sing in the season of crisis. I sing in the midst of a crisis because the Lord is on my side, ever looking after me as time passes by. He's always there with me. He never leaves me alone. Even when I'm asleep at night, he watches me from his throne. I trust him with every breath I take and with every beat of my heart, because he loved me first in my mother's womb, right from the start. He stood by me in my season of crisis when everyone left me alone, and carried me when I couldn't carry myself, when my life was full of woe. So I'll sing in my season of crisis and have courage to sing even more. For the Lord has always been there for me and has never left me alone. So I will sing in my season of crisis forevermore. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. If no one told you today, I love y'all. And may God bless all of y'all. That's all, folks.